Hey everybody, I hope you had a nice holiday. I just wanted to go over what happened on the Christmas watch real quick. I'm sure you already know about the fire that broke out on the Italian ferry. Um, I did not actually think this was the event we were looking for at first because it didn't happen on Christmas Eve, which didn't seem to fit the pattern the past 3 years at first. But as it turns out, this event seems to tie into something that occurred on the September watch, which I'll get into in a minute. So, as you probably know, we were watching for a fire on Christmas Eve in one of these places, most likely the place highlighted on our October watch date or our September watch date. That's how the pattern was playing out the previous 3 years. Also, the pattern shows that the fires were increasingly worse each year. So, just so you know, I don't usually look for the fulfillments. The previous 11 fulfillments on this chart came into my subscriptions feed via mainstream news channels. But for this recent one, though, I did do a short internet search to see if anything happened in Hawaii or the UK, Scotland, Russia, Alaska, DC, New York, and Connecticut. I did a short search for all those places to see if there was a fire that occurred on Christmas Eve. I did not find one that I thought was worse than this. But this Italian ferry fire that happened, I do think this is a fulfillment, which I'm going to get into in a minute. It happened 3 days after Christmas. So it looks like this is a 4-day window now, which also... the October watch, you'll notice, is also a 4-day window, and we discovered that last year because in October of 2013, or well, even before that, we were watching for an island volcano. You probably remember that. And the Sicily, Italy island volcano erupted October 26th that year, which was the true 7th day of Sukkot. So at that time, it became a 4-day window because you can see these events right here happened on the 29th. And then this year, the island volcano occurred on the 28th. So that's a 4-day window. And we also know the September watch is a 3-day window. So it looks like this December watch is possibly now a 4-day window. Because I really do. I'm going to show you why this event ties in. So, there was also, I did notice that there was a DC, some DC events that happened. I mean, you can pause to read these articles if you want. I kind of wondered about this. There were some shootings also on Christmas Eve that happened in DC. I don't know if that ties in or not, but the ferry fire off the coast of Italy seems to have been the main event. Because not only was it a major fire with, I think they said 11 casualties, right here, yeah, at least 11 casualties, and also 98 people that are still missing. So it was a major event, worse than the previous 3 years, and it occurred off the coast of Italy, which was the place highlighted in the October watch of 2013, the country of Italy. But it also ties into the September watch of this year, because if you want to know about, I don't have time to play these clips right here, but I do talk about these watch dates and what we were looking for in this video right here, uploaded December 4th, and also in this video right here, uploaded November 6th, if you want to go back and watch those. I don't have time to play them right now. But you might notice that the fires of the past 3 years always occurred in the place that was highlighted by either the September or October watch of the same year, not the year before. So this Italian ferry fire, I think, ties into this event in September of this year, that I actually missed. I didn't realize this until just recently, but there was a threat that was announced on September 16th, our watch date. It was a threat by ISIS to kill the Pope. So this article right here was posted September 16th. That says ISIS has made credible threats to kill Pope Francis. A top Iraqi diplomat has warned today. So it says right here, the warning was issued on September 16th, which was exactly our September watch date. And the fire that broke out 3 days after Christmas right here, which is our third watch on this chart, that occurred on a ferry that was carrying illegal immigrants from Syria into Italy. So that all seems to tie in. So it says in this Associated Press article right here that the original ferry manifest listed 422 passengers, but 80 of those rescued were not on the passenger manifest. So it says the ferry may have been carrying a number of illegal migrants trying to reach Italy. But here's the other thing. There was another cargo ship that crashed into the Italian coast also this week that was carrying 700 illegal immigrants escaping from the Middle East. This Washington Post article talks about it. It says hundreds of Syrian migrants reach Italy after crew abandons ship. And it says, I don't think this is the article. I'm not sure if this is the article that says it was 700, but you can find it. It's in another article. But it says the ship hiding hundreds of Syrians docked at an Italian port on Wednesday, just days after the ferry that burst into flames. So this is, I think, connected to the Islamic State. So in this article right here, it says this witness from the ferry disaster described explosions. And another woman I read in another article said that there were men in turbans acting violently on that ferry. Because I guess they probably weren't on the passenger manifest, I'm guessing. And then it says right here, it's not known how the fire started, but it's believed to have originated in the parking bay. A truck driver told the Greek news media that trucks filled with oil were packed like sardines up to the ceiling. So when I read that, I mean, that the trucks were filled with oil, that got my attention, because notice this event, this ferry fire occurred, I guess, early Sunday morning or late Saturday night, and that was true Shavuot in the southern hemisphere. Well, true Shavuot in the northern hemisphere happened back here on July 1st through the 3rd, and that was when the Islamic State took over the oil fields in Syria. So I don't have time to play a clip from this video right here, but if you want to hear more about that, you can go back and watch this. It's in the playlist, Bible Prophecy Fulfilled. And in this video, I show a timeline from Wikipedia. It cites all the sources for that information, talking about is the Islamic State taking over that major oil field in Syria. I think it was July 2nd and July 3rd. But this article right here came out on July 1st. It says the leader of ISIS has vowed to lead the conquest of Rome. So that was July 1st. So true Shavuot in the Northern Hemisphere, July 1st through the 3rd, ISIS took control of at least one major oil field in Syria and said that they were planning to conquer Rome. And then on true Shavuot in the Southern Hemisphere, a ferry heading to Italy, where the Pope is, filled with illegal immigrants from Syria, where ISIS is, and violent men in turbans. That ferry burst into flames due to trucks filled with oil. So I think this ferry event ties in with the Islamic State and their plan to conquer Rome, is what I'm basically saying here. And the thing about the fact that these two events occurring on true Shavuot in both the northern and southern hemisphere not only confirms that the biblical calendar includes both the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere, and that it really is valid. Not only that, but it it blows my mind because Shavuot represents the wheat harvest, and in the biblical text it talks about the wheat being gathered into the barn and the tares being burned. So, and the burning, that is caused by the asteroid that impacts the earth. That's what the texts are telling us. It all ties in together. We'll go into that in a minute. But anyway, this event right here is definitely worse than these 3 years before that. And it did occur in the place highlighted by the September watch of that same year, which was Italy, where the Pope is. And it also ties into this event the year before. So as of now, there were 11 dead and 98 still missing from that event. So the fact that it ties into the Islamic State ties it into the coming asteroid impact, because in Revelation 9, when it says the star falls from heaven and hits the earth and all of that, we've gone into that before. It says right after that asteroid hits, this army comes out of the Euphrates. This is verse 14, and kills those in the third part of the earth where the asteroid hits. So I explained that in more detail in this video right here. I'll try to remember to link this below, but I explained that the army that comes out of the Euphrates is the Islamic State. It has to be, because the Islamic State really did come out of the Euphrates right here. And verse 14, it's not talking about the angels. I go into it in that video. It's talking about the army of 200,000 in verse 16. So the 4 angels are the ones that seal the 144,000, that protect them from the event that's coming. And right here it's saying the 4 angels, they first seal the people, they prevent the event, but then they loosen the army that comes out of the Euphrates. So then they allow it. They don't stop it from happening, basically. So I explain it in this video. I show all the definitions of the words and everything. So this event, this Islamic State that's coming out of the Euphrates, that definitely seems like a prelude to the asteroid impact to me, because it says that they're preparing for the hour, and that hour is the impact event. It's the fall of Babylon, the hour of judgment. So those phrases in the text are codes. It says in Revelation 9 that that army prepares for the hour of the impact, and that after the asteroid hits, they go and kill everyone in that part of the earth that's affected by that impact. So in other words, this army, the Islamic State, is planning to attack, their main attack, after the asteroid hits. So they know about it. They're planning for it. That's what Revelation 9 tells us. But the interesting thing about that is Revelation 17 tells us the beast also knows about it and intends to arise from that asteroid impact, because we know the bottomless pit is caused by the asteroid impact. Revelation 9 tells us that. So again, all of this is explained in previous videos of like going back years. So the links are below this video if you want to know more about that, like the definitions of these words. But it seems like there are all these countries that know about the coming asteroid impact and they're preparing for it. So the beast, again, is the one world government. That's currently the UN. So it's saying the UN intends to arise once the asteroid hits. And also this army in Iraq is also intending to attack when the asteroid hits. So they're all preparing for this event that's coming. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm out of time. This also ties into that Hawaii volcano thing. I mean, you can pause to read this. It's very bizarre. Just everything that's going on here. But the basic point is that the Islamic State appears to have already started moving into Italy, and they're all preparing for a coming asteroid impact. That's what it's all about. So this all ties into the coming tribulation period that apparently is going to start after the asteroid hits. So I'm just telling you what it's looking like to me at this point. I hope you're all doing well, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.